You see, I may have gifts that transcend the capabilities of mortal man, but in all honesty, I could not have accomplished this without the amazing work of my team.
Oh, that's nice. Hi everybody, and welcome to the Doc Docs Roundtable. We have a rock star group here today.
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to go around and introduce everyone. We have Doc Rock with the Rock Covery, aka Get Out of Rock. We have Doc Smock with Rob Smock, Fortuitous Mishaps, Deception, and Gluttony. We have Doc Bach with Get Bach. And finally, we have Doc Hawk with Hawk Eyes Everywhere. So thank you all for being here. It's a pleasure to be surrounded by some of the top documentarians of present day.
And in history.
And prehistory.
Yes, my apologies.
Excuse me.
So I'd like to begin by talking about the D word.
Decentralization.
Dissonance?
Design?
Dab?
Documentary. It's documentary. That's the D word, obviously. I just want to get everyone's thoughts on how the perception of that term has changed, if at all. Is it cool now?
Docs are definitely cool. Always have been. I mean, just go back 30, 40, 50, 100, 1,000, maybe even 10,000 years when primordial man painted stories on cave walls with blood. Man back then couldn't have been intelligent enough to make up stories. They must have documented what they observed.
Dreams. The creativity of cave art could have been inspired by man's dreams.
But do you know when docs were really cool? Like maybe even the coolest?
Please do tell.
The Ice Age.
Anyway, I think what Doc Cloque is getting at is that docs haven't always elicited the same excitement as narrative films. I think historically it comes from the bar being set lower in terms of what constitutes such a work. Cousteau didn't like the term because he thought it to be condescending, as if it referred to someone claiming to know more than you giving you a lecture, associating a sort of educational responsibility as its primary use case, and eating of the vegetables, as it were.
The form has definitely evolved over the decades. The rules are changing. The lines are blurring. I mean, let's just look at the literal dictionary definition of documentary. A film or radio or television program giving facts about something. It's very loose, but more important than ever to focus in on that word, facts. Truth. It's not just about telling the facts via talking heads. That's how the bar gets set so low with the form. I mean, it's easy to be lazy and resort to that type of storytelling. It's hard to be creative with the form.
It is not hard to be creative with the form, as it comes naturally to some.
And with more works being made like all of yours here, the creativity of the form moving forward will drive other creators to push the boundaries even more. So, Bach, there's no doubt you are a legend in classical composition and the music world in general. But as far as making a film, did you have to take on additional responsibilities in guiding the whole production?
Well, as many of you know, I am a bit of a perfectionist, and thus I was a little reluctant to assume such a monumental responsibility. But honestly, I have to thank my entire team for helping to document my final series of works in such a short amount of time.
It's called an album, dude.
Yeah.
It was really a case of delegation. Much like an orchestra, the conductor delegates responsibilities and guides each section. You see, I may have gifts that transcends the capabilities of mortal man. But in all honesty, I could not have accomplished this without the amazing work of my team.
That's nice.
As you all know, I've been around for a very long time.
OG.
Once I've learned the importance of surrounding oneself with people that excel at what they do.
Yes, filmmaking is truly a collaborative medium.
Indeed, it allowed me to focus on the music while my crew was able to capture my most raw moments of creations. Trusting them truly allowed me to be at my most authentic self.
So what does leadership look like to you, Rock? Obviously, there was a lot to juggle in the case of your film, from the kids trapped in the cave to the divers to the Thai government.
I agree with the OG over here. Having a team to help handle the various components is paramount. 10. But also staying calm amongst the chaos. At the end of the day, all of us are problem solvers, especially with documentaries. Overcoming new challenges that spontaneously arise or pivoting because something doesn't go as planned are things that should never be a surprise. But I see them as exciting opportunities to learn and grow through perseverance, just like the cave divers in my film persevered despite the immense risk. Although that was way more of a moral responsibility than making content about it.
But the content is a responsibility, in a sense. Not life or death, but in the awareness and knowledge to inspire the next set of heroes.
Yes, that's very true. Speaking of responsibility, I actually watched your film this morning after my high-intensity interval workout while I was recovering with my signature Nectar of God's Immunity Smoothie and 3 tablespoons of my all-natural rock-hard protein supplement. Available now at GetRockHardProtein.com.
Whoa, hey, let's limit the promotional stuff to your film, Rock. All right? You didn't pay for that.
Don't you already have enough of a customer base with your massive following?
GetRockHard.com wasn't available?
So I watched your film, Hawk, and responsibility must have been a big theme given you were dealing with surveillance as a weapon, policing, and that sort of thing.
Yes, it was very difficult to navigate given the morality of it all. Is constant surveillance from drones good or bad? Can it assist in catching or even deterring criminals from committing crimes given the knowledge that you're always being watched? Versus the lack of consent and transparency regarding these technologies. Is crime the result of you knowing you can get away with something? Or is it a deeper, more systemic issue? These are the questions addressed in the doc. And they are real questions. It's a real responsibility.
Where seeing meets the seeing of the world, we are blind. It is in this blind spot that power sets its agenda.
Did bias at all play a part, given your own surveillance capability with Hawk Vision?
It's a fair question. I do have skin in the game when it comes to the technology. However, I don't believe it can be blamed for how it's used. I mean, just look how cameras have been essential to all of us being here today. We just talked about our responsibility to educate. That's just not possible without this technology.
Will you ever sell your AR technology?
No, I don't think so. Not to a for-profit entity, not unless I could be sure it would be used with virtue, with complete transparency, acceptance from the community that it was helping. But even then, I can never truly know. All I know is what I can do with it, and that's to help people, to educate with it. And that's a responsibility I put on myself.
Smock, you had a very intimate relationship with your subject. What was it like navigating that, being someone so close to you?
Who also happens to be the most famous painter in history.
Yes, my late father was sort of a natural subject for me. His works and teachings are obviously very well documented, but there was an underlying story here that needed to be told.
So I have to admit, I passed on watching your film because I didn't want it to tarnish my perception of Rob Smock. It would depress me too much.
Honestly, I agree.
Yes, I did not want to say it out loud.
Guys, I told everyone to watch all the films before this. Did you not read the email?
Did you watch it?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, it was very difficult to reveal the hard truth about my father. That he ate babies.
No. What?
I'm kidding. So you didn't watch it?
Okay. I fell asleep halfway. Rob Smock's voice is just so soothing. It was really nice actually learning about how he came to be such a revered artist. I was reminded of how pleasant and calming his teaching style was. It's my fault for putting it on so late, but I mean, they send out all the screeners at the end of the year because it's award season and it's gonna be at the forefront of your mind, and it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's all good, okay?
I blame it on the marketing, honestly. Noted for my next film. Less intense title, more captivating trailer. But anyway, the latter half of the doc speaks to the relationship between art and commerce and how they clash. I'm being intentionally vague here because I encourage you all to watch it. But there are clearly bad actors at play with corrupt and morally questionable motives. I ultimately treated this project as a tool, a paintbrush, to grieve, to come to terms with losing my father to cancer at a young age, and to reveal to the world what was taken from him. His name, his likeness, showing the tough moments in his life whilst he was projecting such good-natured positivity to the world was so very therapeutic for me.
Thank you for sharing that, Smock.
And Hawk, I'm so glad you said you would not sell your technology. My father was a perfect example of how that can go wrong. Rob Smock Inc. is corrupt, and their painting products are terrible and a reflection of that. But mine are great, and they're eco-friendly too. Visit paintingdocsuppliesandillustrativeservices.com to learn more, and use my promo code BOYCOTTRSINC for 20% off on your next purchase of $50 or more.
Visit hawkmodels.xyz for my latest NFT drops.
And we are out of time. Thank you all so much for being here. It was truly a pleasure. I really learned so much from all of you. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe by hitting the bell so you can be notified about all our amazing new content coming down the pipe. Coming down the pike. Is it pike or pipe? Anyways, visit the docdocs.tv to learn more about us or to request a topic. Thank you so much for watching. You have been prescribed.
Buy my music!